currently 5:20. I just woke up, just went to the bathroom, and now I'm gonna do some reading. Just know, before I'm getting into this video, that I'm not making this video to show myself out of pride. Although I am quite happy with the lifestyle that I'm living. This is not to brag or anything, because I'm actually quite a private person and I don't like to show. But I thought, there's many people that actually need a little bit of inspiration in their life. And if you're, for example, somebody that you feel like you're wasting your life, then maybe this could change your life. So let's get into it. It's one of my favorites. Must have been a million times that I'm reading this one, because it's got so many things that you can do in your life to better your day. And I think if you want a good life, I know if you want a good life, that you need to make a good day. Good day makes a good week. Good weeks makes good months. And good months make good years. Good years make good life. It only makes sense. So if you know how to master your habits, if you know how to master your lifestyle, which I'm about to show you today, the rest will be history. Small little walk just to get the blood flow going, because in the morning when you're so focused, you can get a lot of blood flow to the brain, which is not ideal. So I'm gonna do a small little jog and then get back to work. All right, just finished the run, a little 4 kilometers. And I don't do this run essentially for anything else than just to reset my mind. So yeah. Let's get on with the day. Currently around 9 a.m. Just crushed some deep work. Did already my exercises in, and this is what I live by. I try to do as much as I can within the first 3 to 4 hours. It's called Eat That Frog. It's a book by Brian Tracy. Essentially, it means that you do the most difficult things in the morning. So I already crushed out some tasks that were quite difficult, meaning that now it's not even 10 a.m. People are waking up and I've already got such an edge on them. It's kind of like this egoic feeling that you get from it, but it just fires you up, because the momentum that you bring into the day is immense. So this is how I crush my morning, and then I crush my day automatically, just because of the result of that. So what I'm about to do now, as you can see, I'm actually in a restaurant. This is the restaurant of my father and mother, and they started this back in January 2024. And I do their social media, so I do their TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and one of the things I do on a daily basis, just do one post. It's just like any habit that I do, just for like 10-15 minutes. I grab one video that I made of my father during his work and then just post it online. Like the last month, Facebook alone reached about 1 million views, which is pretty nuts. So I'm very, very happy to do that for him, because obviously it will directly influence his revenue. So it's like a family business. So I'm gonna do some posting for him on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and then gonna do some more work for myself. Let's do it. I mean, now that I'm here, might as well just show you around the restaurant, because I'm kind of proud of my dad and my mom, what they did. It's not just me doing the social media. I started the social media about 3 months ago, which obviously helped, but it wasn't the main thing for them. They already did it by themselves, right? So, as a business owner myself, I can respect that. So these are some photos. My father is actually a singer. I think that's one of the reasons why this restaurant is also so successful, because it's called Chef on the River, literally translated, because, he's Jeff and he's a chef. You get it? So those little, name tricks, I'm sure it helped them a lot by starting this. And I mean, look at the location as well. It's pretty cool out here. You've got boats, got, the terrace here. It's rainy today, which most of the time it is in Holland, but yeah, it's summer, so it should be a bit more better weather. But yeah, it is what it is. You can still sit inside. So the restaurant is opening in about 2 hours. And yeah, a lot of parties has been thrown in here. There's been a lot of musical festivals in here, because my father likes to sing, so he goes and cook and then he sings. And there's sometimes also a party on the other outside terrace right around here. So it's all part of the restaurant. Pretty cool, right? So I thought I'd just show you around. I'm gonna do some more work and then go on with my day. Of course, here we got the kitchen. Here's where the magic happens, right? Here's where the real magic happens. Let me just turn on the lights for y'all. Boom! They are cooking it up right here every single day. Well, not every single day. It's only from Wednesday, from Friday. Most of the days they are. So gonna start with my social media post for my dad, and then probably we'll do some more deep work. Usually what I'll do, now that I'm talking about a restaurant, I don't really eat in the morning. I fast. I drink sometimes tea. Most oftentimes I drink decaf, so that's coffee without caffeine. And yeah, I just fast, because I don't really like eating in the morning. I mean, I like food, I would like to eat, but I do it on purpose, because if I eat, what happens is I get groggy, I get comfortable, and that's not something I want in my morning. As I said, I'm doing the Eat That Frog thing, where I just kind of push myself in the morning, be hard on myself. Then after 12, I usually eat. But today I decided to do a fast till whatever time I can hold on to. So it might be 6 p.m. I might even go to bed not eating the whole day. And I'm not saying that you should do this, but I've been doing this for years and years on end. So I know I can do it. So yeah, I'll show you my day afterwards. But it might be that I won't be eating anything. That might sound kind of crazy to some people, but our bodies are meant to fast. breakfast, it's called breaking the fast. If you are not fasting on a consecutive basis, you're basically just sleeping on a lot of health benefits. I don't do more for the productivity benefits, because I'm not eating, I'm not cleaning, I'm not buying groceries, I'm just working. And this is because I'm very ambitious and I like to work. And also it helps me obviously staying lean, staying strong, staying sharp. Okay, maybe the first time you'll do fasting, you won't feel good, get headaches, but after your body gets used to it and you drink a lot of water and tea, you'll be high. You'll be high on life. You'll feel light. So take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, I think that if you do breakfast on every single daily basis, then yeah, you're probably not going into the right direction with your productivity, because one day you'll feel great, but the other day maybe you've ate a little bit too much in your morning, containing maybe bread or pasta. Yeah, then it's going to be quite difficult for you to have good productivity, because you might want to lay around and sleep. So usually what I do when I actually do get hungry, because well, obviously you're going to feel some sort of hunger. I don't want to call it hunger. I think people who don't have food for days on ends have hunger. I just have hunger pangs. The body is just signing like, hey, we don't have food, so I'm going to make this noise in your belly, and I'm going to have you have a little bit of uncomfortabilities, which usually lasts only about 30 minutes anyways, max, sometimes even less, especially if you drink water, tea or coffee. But what I also like to do, and I'll show you that now, is I like to drink apple cider vinegar, better known as ACV. It essentially helps you to just, that hunger pang that you have, it's just going to be gone. So right now it's around 11:30. I would like to eat. I'm not going to be very honest with you, but I also know that if I do not eat, my day is going to be better, my body's going to look better, I'm going to feel better. So what do? I think in long-term gratification. Long-term gratification for me means that yes, in the short term right now it's going to be uncomfortable, and of course I would like to eat some eggs or whatever, but look, I'm gonna go to bed tonight feeling fulfilled, and that's one of the biggest things that I'm looking for. I'm not looking for short-term pleasure, right? Or else I'll be scrolling on TikTok all day and get a dopamine. That's not what I'm doing. I'm thinking about the long term. I heard this from one of my coaches the other day, is that if you don't do this, if you don't use your discipline, you're essentially stealing from your future self. And I don't like to steal from myself. So what I do is I drink this apple cider vinegar. Usually I do it with a straw, because this shit is very acidic. You don't want this on your teeth. So I just drink a little bit of that. Sometimes I throw a bit of salt in it. And now I've had my lunch. Yeah, it's not nice, but in the long run, it will help me. It has massive amounts of benefits, not only for your gut, but also just for in general, just your whole acidity in your body, which is also one thing that I will show you now. I'm gonna go and do some breath work, specifically breath work by the Iceman, which it's not me. I took it. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'd like to be honest in this channel as well, is that I took the name Iceman from Wim Hof. Wim Hof is one of my idols, one of my inspirations. I just like his way of thinking, because he realized that you can do anything in this life if you set your mind to it. And he was one of the first persons that introduced me to that, because he had broken many world records. You can search it up on Google, and he did that by essentially the mindset of I can do anything and I won't die. And I feel the same way, so I'll take many different risks. I've been to Colombia for 2 years by myself. I came there with just one backpack and a laptop, and I came back with a beautiful woman to my side, and also many book bags that I worked very hard for. And my coaching also did amazingly well during that time, because well, people were seeing this guy, he's living the lifestyle that I want, which I was, and I still am. And once more, this is not to brag or anything. I'm just showing you what normal is to me. I drink apple cider vinegar every single day. I go work out every single day. I fast every single day. I wake up every single day at 5 a.m. This is normal to me for years now. And this has brought me many different results, but the best result is just ultimate fulfillment in life. Either way, I've done also many different kind of investments in myself, in other projects that have helped me massively, obviously to, they say high risk, high reward, to get the reward in life. So this way, with the mindset of Wim Hof, the Iceman, I've essentially built this mindset in my own life. I take many different risks on a daily basis. I try to take as much risks as I can, because I can. I know I won't die. So obviously take everything that I say with a grain of salt. What has worked for me may not work for you, but from what I've seen with people that I've worked with, taking on the mindset of you can do anything is much better than taking on the mindset of fear, procrastination, and laziness. Prove me otherwise. And that was it. Nice little Wim Hof. You feel amazing afterwards. You can even hear my voice is different. The way you speak, the way you portray yourself is different after it. I think it's the mix of doing a lot of breathing, just like meditation, like with also the retention, where you just feel very peaceful for like 1 to 2 minutes. So try it out for yourself. It has given me a lot of benefits. I do it on a daily basis, usually in the morning, because in the morning I kind of need that extra kick sometimes. You know, if you wake up at 5 a.m., usually around this time you feel like sleeping, because you've already been awake for 5 hours. It's 10 a.m. People start their day. I sometimes take a nap. Matter of fact, I'm a huge fan of naps, just because of the reason that it helps you to kind of get some peaceful moments with yourself, you can say. I like sleeping. I think it's also a good thing to have a good relationship to sleep, because if you're like, I don't like sleep, well, you're doing it every single day, so why not just like it, right? Matter of fact, I've read a lot of books, and one of the books that I read was Sleep Smarter by, I can't remember his name of the author. I see it here. Oh, Sean Stevenson. Sleep Smarter, Sean Stevenson. It's right here, actually. And he says that you need to build a good relationship with sleep, because you're gonna sleep every single day, but also it makes you a better sleeper if you like sleep. Like, I go to bed at night, I'm like, yeah, let's get some nice sleep in. But people who resist sleeping and they don't like sleeping, they're gonna go to bed and be like, I don't feel like sleeping. Oh, I don't like sleeping. Well, what you're gonna do then is gonna be whatever, right, on your phone, or you're gonna sleep less. I mean, let me see what I got last night. I got 7.5 hours of sleep. So I sleep at 9:30 p.m. and I woke up at 5:10 a.m. And then yesterday I was around the same. So I sleep like 7 to 8 hours a day, because, well, sleep is one of the most important things in life. If you haven't done your due diligence on sleep, then go ahead and do so. You know, like if you're neglecting your sleep, you're neglecting a lot of not only areas of your life, because sleep affects everything in your life, your diet, your exercise, but also your mind, the way you react to people, everything, your energy. So if your sleep is off, all those areas will essentially be less, meaning that you'll just be a less better person. And I don't want to be that. I want to be the best version of myself. So sleep is one of the most important things that you should learn on. Sleep Smarter by Sean Stevenson. Why We Sleep is also a good book. And yeah, just in general, there's so much information on sleep out there. And there's also so much that we don't know yet, specifically about dreaming, for example. I used to be a big lucid dreaming fan. I'd have those small habits where I just pinch myself. And then whenever I have a dream, I pinch myself and I'm like, hey, I'm dreaming. Now I can do anything that I want. Different story for another time, but yeah, Wim Hof, try it out for yourself. Okay, as you can see, I'm currently in the car. I'm driving to get some errands with my girl. And I just was thinking of something, because as you have seen, my morning routine is quite intense. But the reason for doing that is not just to, be hard on myself and be my own coach, although that is part of it. It is mostly because the more action you take, the more you want to take action. If I wake up and have the same sort of ritual every single day, doesn't change that much. Obviously, some of the details do change, but it means that I start every single day with action. I start every single day with intention. And with that intention, there comes great things. Because right now it's around mid-time. I've already done a lot of things. I've done a cold shower. I've done, I'm not eating today, so I'm fasting for 19, 20 hours already. I've drank my water. I've done my deep work. I've done jogging. Well, you've seen what I've done, right? And with this momentum during my day, it's so easy to get shit done. Because I'm fired up, I'm ready, instead of, and this is something I used to do. I was constantly, lying in bed, phone in the hand, procrastinating, watching TikTok, doing all kinds of shit that I didn't want to do, but I was just kind of like, what else am I going to do with my time? So this is one of the reasons why I love morning rituals, and I should recommend anybody to start one. If you don't know where to start, just start very slowly. And this is something I read, by the way, this morning in Atomic Habits, the book. You don't have to write your book. You don't have to get a six-pack. You don't have to build your business. You just have to start with that one thing that gets you closer to it. Want to write a book? Start by writing few pages. Start by writing 1 page. That's it. Start small. Those small things will accumulate very, very big goals. Don't believe me? Try it out for yourself, right? Because this video, this channel, not just my lifestyle, although that might be interesting as well. But it's more for you to take action, to see the things that I'm doing that have worked for me, for the people that I work with, and take action on it yourself. So currently 3 p.m. I'm just sitting here in one of my favorite restaurants called Le Pain or something. I don't speak too good of French, but I know that this restaurant is one of the best because most of it is organic. So we take good care of our bodies, and we've got some ginger here. And yeah. I said I wanted to fast today, but my body didn't feel too good. I felt a bit agitated, it wasn't working for me, the fasting. It was working against me. And that's when I decided I'm gonna eat something. It's 3 p.m, haven't eaten all day. But usually I try to extend it, but I do listen to my own body. So just for the people who know. Because
fasting is a great tool, but sometimes, you get a bit stressed in life, maybe with business, maybe with family, friends, and then the body reacts to that. You don't want to have stress upon stress, because fasting, just like, for example, exercise, is stress. It's stress on the body. So double stress doesn't mean double the, value or growth. Matter of fact, it can even hurt. This is why people get, for example, sick. Either way, I'm gonna get some food. I ordered 2 organic eggs with some organic bread, and just wanted to say thank you all for watching today. And if you liked the video up until now, go ahead and just share it with somebody that you think will get value out of it. Maybe a friend, maybe whatever, a connection. Because if you think, hey, this guy has something that somebody could, favor from, share it. I feel a bit strange asking, because I don't really ask people to do something for me. So this is new. But hey, share it with a friend, and maybe you can help him, and it will help me as well. Now, one more thing that actually just came to mind is your environment. So for example, here I'm sitting here with my my car keys, my tea, some salt here. Your environment really dictates on how good your life will be. So for example, your room, the room you work in, your bedroom, if that shit is a mess, your head will be a mess, your life will be a mess. So always try to keep your environment clean. There's a book, it's called Make Your Bed. This is also one of the first things I do. I wake up and I make my bed. Not because I like it, but because it gives me benefit. It's just a small thing. They do it in the military. They essentially help you to, just basically become a clean person. Because, if you have your environment clean, you will be clean. So just a small little thing that I thought I'd end the video with. Because if your environment is clean, so you have a clean room, the rest will be clean as well. Yeah, so I was saying about the environment. So you need to have your environment clean, your room clean. The way you work is gonna be the way you think of, for example, animals. Right? The most dirty animals, let's say a pig, for example, look at their environment. They're in the mud. They're literally just sitting in the mud, shitting in shit. But look at a cat, for example. A cat usually has a nice environment. It has its own little home where it shits, where it pees. And it's because it's a clean animal. I see a lot of, same things in the animal territory with life. This is why I take these weird analogies, because they usually just hit home. Anyways, I'm gonna enjoy my meal, and go make your life better. All right, my eggs just have arrived straight from the farm, because these are organic, and also the bread is organic. Got some nice butter here. Oh, I love butter. Then we've got some arugula right here, some cheese. I think there's some mozzarella, some chicken. Oh yeah, obviously everything organic here, because health is wealth. I don't mind investing into my wealth, and you shouldn't. Why? Because it's gonna come back tenfold in the future. Remember, long-term gratification. All right, let's enjoy. All right, let me actually turn this light on. So just to finish my day, what I always do is an evening routine, because the morning starts right after, well, I'm saying it wrongly, right before you go to bed. So your morning routine after your evening routine. Why? Well, a couple of reasons here. If you think you can wake up early without preparing yourself, you're extremely wrong. Because yes, you can be the next Elon Musk, sleeping 4 to 5 hours a day and just bashing through, but that's not long-term consistent living. That's just pushing your body in a wrong way. But if you, for example, prepare while doing the evening routine every single day, which I'll explain you quickly what I'll do. It's so easy to wake up early. I'll naturally wake up at 5 a.m. just because of the reason that I have a good evening routine that prepares me. So what I always do is I'll start with the journal. I'll just write down a couple of things what I essentially just did in my day. And I'm doing this with one hand because I've got the camera in my right hand. There we have it. So just write a couple of things down which happened today. So I'll write, for example, down, I'll give myself a 9 out of 10 today, right? Or, maybe tomorrow I'd like to go to the gym instead, and I'll just write it down here onto paper. The reason why I'll do it on paper is because this way it's much more powerful for the brain. Now, something that I also tend to do before bed is meditation. I'll sit down, pure silence, and just breathe. This allows me to relax before I actually hit the hay. Then the last thing I do is visualization. I visualize the man that I want to become, so that when I wake up tomorrow, I'll already become and be that person. This is out of the principle from our good friend Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, one of the best self-development books out there. And then, simple, I just go ahead and go to bed, lie in bed, no phone, no distraction, just me and my bed. So yeah, I'm about to do that now. Oh, quick side note, very important. If you decide to take dinner, go ahead and take your dinner 4 hours before you go to bed. Ideally, I'm not perfect. I actually ate at I think 7:30, and I'll be to bed by 9:30, so that's only 2 hours. And once more, there are some things that I can do better myself. So
yeah, I'm always learning myself, but I ideally want to eat 4 hours before bed, which is 5:30. So hope you guys had a good one. I'll see you in the next one. Good night.